Yo, it's me. It's that wrestling dude. I'm here with the dopest redhead you'll ever lay your eyes on. Ginger Spice, what's up?
Buenas, mi gente. It's the embodiment of Technicolor, the co-host with the most, Ginger Spites. And what's happening today, Weasel?
We got another one good one, man. He's got a 51-inch chest, the sexiest man alive, Eddie Valentine. Welcome, 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 welcome.
Hey, gentlemen, like I said, feast your eyes, feast your eyes.
All right.
I love it, man. I love how big and burly you are, dude. It's great. Old school. They don't make them like you anymore, man.
No, they don't.
Like anywhere, not just in wrestling, like anywhere. You can walk around and try to look for a guy that's like burly barrel like you, man, and then you don't see them. You know what I mean? And I think it's a Pennsylvania thing. I see you're from PA.
Yes, Reading, Pennsylvania.
It makes you guys thick up there. It's all the shoe fly pie and the birchwood drink and stuff like that.
Man, you got me laughing. It's funny that you say that, because as soon as you say it, I think of all the people I wrestled with and work with up in Pennsylvania, and there are a ton of big burly guys wrestling up there. You go to independent shows in Pennsylvania, you're gonna see some burly men.
Someone in the water up there. So let's get into it, man. Who trained you? How long you been in the biz? And where you based out of?
I'm a Wild Simone graduate. I was trained by Afa and Samu. Right now I'm in Sunrise, Florida.
Sunrise. I don't even know where that.
But I grew up in Reading, Pennsylvania.
Reading?
And you've been doing this for like 20 years, right? If not longer?
Years. 97. 97 was the year I started training.
Were you a lifelong fan?
Yeah, ever since I was a little kid, I got started. We were in the Northeast, me and my younger brother, and we came up. It was, Hulkamania. That was WrestleMania just started and everything. So I must have been 7 years old when I became a wrestling fan.
I got hooked.
So you've been wrestling fan of Hulk Hogan growing up. So then would you comment on any of the controversy? Are you still a fan?
No. Hogan? I hated Hulk Hogan.
Oh, okay. You just said Hulkamania, you know what I mean? There's so many other guys you can rep.
I was citing that as the era. And
okay. So then who was your favorite at the time then?
Yeah, when I first started watching, I honestly, even as a little kid, I did not care for Hulk Hogan. Not a bit. My favorites were Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, Big Boss Man.
You look like Big Boss Man.
Yeah.
So what made you get into the?
Through Big Boss Man and it called me a cross between Big Boss Man and somebody else, and I can't remember it. It was really funny. It had me laughing. It was pretty accurate. It was pretty accurate. But yeah, Randy Savage, Bret Hart, Steve Austin, those were my big influences growing up.
Yeah, same. I grew up kind of around the same era. Stone Cold was huge, The Rock, those kind of guys. What made you get into the business?
Well, I always loved wrestling, and I had started going to college my freshman year. I had a roommate, and he was a big guy. Now, I was 18, and I was not this big. I was more like 140 pounds. I was a skinny kid. Oh yeah, you won't believe it. So, but I had a roommate, big guy, wrestles as Ox Hog, and he insisted that I go for a tryout. He was a wrestling fan. He had gone for a tryout at this wrestling school, and he's like, "Yeah, you need to do it. You need to do it. Come do this with me." I'm like, "Man, I'm like 140 pounds." But I went and did the tryout, and I knew that day. that this was what I wanted to do.
and you've
Would
just
you,
been doing that. Um, you've been pretty much doing that full time, trying to give it full time right now.
Yeah, right now I am. I did it for full time for a few years when I first started, and I had a period of time that I had to do more. Well, I started running my own shows for years, but I was local. I was confined to a local area. I couldn't do a lot of traveling, so I started running my own shows and wrestling locally.
In Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Okay.
when you first broke in, who'd you break in as? Were you always Eddie Valentine, or you somebody before that?
No, I've been using Valentine since my first match. I was Fast Eddie 2 times.
I was going to say that. I saw that on the on your Wikipedia wrestling page.
That lasted.
I was like, I thought I saw something else.
that lasted like my first 2 matches, and one of the trainers, this manager Johnny Glitter, had come up with it. He's like, "You're gonna be Fast Eddie 2 times, and you're gonna do like all your moves twice and everything." And I wasn't doing anything twice except getting my ass beat twice.
Yeah.
That's what was happening. Like I don't know who I was supposed to be doing these moves to and everything, but I mean, like, I was so small. Everything, like, do all your moves twice. I was like, that's probably not going to happen. I was supposed to say everything twice too. I was supposed to repeat everything I said twice. And I was like, man, I even know I have like pseudo, I have like jorts and like a pseudo biker kind of thing going on. I had no idea what was going on.
This would have been in the 90s?
I think the only thing I kept from that was like the sunglasses or something.
Well, those glasses are fire. I do appreciate them. We are both glasses aficionados ourselves.
Yeah, this is a very sunglasses episode.
Oh yeah. Would you come up with the name Eddie Valentine? How'd you come up with it?
I liked the Fast Eddie, and I was just running through some names in my mind, and like Fast Eddie Valentine, like that. I was like, that's it. I just settled on that. That popped in there.
I totally thought that was your government name until I Googled you.
Yes, of course. Everything is on Google. Great.
Well, like my grandmother's maiden last name is Valentine. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So I was like, man, maybe me and this guy are homies. We're cousins too. You know?
Well, I don't like it. Like the Valentine name comes with a lot of, history in professional wrestling. So I always kind of, I never wanted to disrespect that either. I was that name has a lot to live up to.
Yeah.
In my mind, anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
If I ever had the balls to get into the ring, I feel like I would just want like my fucking name. You know what I mean? Mariano Ramos. Everybody know this fucking guy here. That's his name. Like John Cena. I own it.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I don't think every name is a marquee name either. Yeah. I mean, that's why you know what I mean? Like it can get ridiculous and everything, but I'll remember somebody's like a wrestler's name, like rather than just Bill or Tim.
Yeah.
I forget that in 5 seconds. I forgot that almost as soon as you've told me it.
Yeah.
Because but if you tell me your name is like Sinister X, who is a real wrestler, like I remember that. I'll always remember that name. Sinister X.
A name like Eddie Valentine definitely sticks to the ribs. You know what I mean? It sticks with you. You're like, I'm gonna remember that.
So when you first broke in, who'd you emulate?
What was that?
When you first broke in, who'd you emulate? Who'd you try to be like?
Man, I didn't know. I was trying to be me. Like I didn't want to be other people. I was trying to figure out. It took years to figure out like who I was, because I was 18 when I started, and I was still figuring myself out. remember the first time I was like got a clue as to what that was gonna, something that worked. I was wrestling for Pennsylvania Championship Wrestling, and it was run by promoter Blaine DeSantis. And I remember he brought me over to his house. He was a lawyer. He had a lot of money. And I just remember I was 19 at the time. I was still sending out VHS tapes, like real mail.
Yeah. No, I just had to send a VHS tape to the Sunglasses to try to get a sponsorship from them.
Thank God for like YouTube and this and everything else. Like anybody like born after, that had to do like tapes and everything, do not know how lucky they have it. That shit costs so much money.
Yeah.
Sending VHS tapes everywhere, just hoping somebody puts it in their VCR.
Trying to edit it down and stuff, or taking it to a place to put anything on a VHS. Yeah. I recently just went through the process, and right now it was so hard to find the equipment to like a VCR and a good recorder to make a video of VHS tape.
Try getting tapes from promoters back then. That was a nightmare in and of itself. Like, and then otherwise you had to invest in your own camera and everything and hope they let you tape it.
Or you would have, what about traveling to shows? You would have MapQuest, not even maybe, right?
No, MapQuest, I was hyped. When MapQuest came out, I was real hyped. I was like, even though the directions were like real sketchy a lot of the time, it was so much better than having to just figure it out on the actual map.
Yeah, and then you're wrestling in PA, right? So I hear the horror stories of the people on the other side of the mountain. You know what I mean? Kind of like the hills have eyes and stuff like that. So if you go down the wrong road, it might be bad idea for you. You know?
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's this technology has made it like a lot easier. Just to get around and get your stuff out there and get like you can put your matches, your wrestling in front of everybody now, and so like it's real easy. As I think it's been like a real good thing.
Yeah. Well, you have a lot of old stuff on YouTube, stuff that's like 15 years old on there and stuff like that.
The oldest one is me. I think it's like my third match. It's from 98.
Yeah, you have some interviews on there. What, like eating chips on your couch and the something else there?
Oh, the Pride Pro Wrestling. Yeah, that was a promotion that me and my late husband ran. That was the first GLBT wrestling promotion in the country. Like that was open to the public. Like
that's awesome, and that was a long time ago.
That was we ran that 2009 and 2010. So we did
ahead of the curve easily in regards to all of that.
We were the first. I mean, there were other wrestling promotions, but generally like, private, the type I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like they're not like selling tickets to the open public. Like it was a GBL LT themed real professional wrestling license sanction that sold tickets to the general public. So we ran that for 2 years. That was a lot of fun. We had some interesting ideas. You can still go to the YouTube channel PPW 2009 and check out like a lot of the vignettes and stuff from that. I think a lot of it still holds up. We had a lot of interesting ideas for that. The wrestling is serious, but it was a real fun show, and I absolutely could not do it today.
No. Why not? It seems like today day and age it would really take off.
I'll tell you exactly why. Because we ran the shows at Club XS. It was a gay club in New York that was formerly a small boxing arena. So it was perfect. But you had to be 18 just to get in the building, and 21 to get served and everything. So I ran it's an adult show. And it we did a lot of there were wild storylines that you would never see today that would get us canceled immediately.
All right, it had its day, right? Just leave it in peace.
For example, our top, my top heels on the show were Scotty and Shay Sinclair, and they were former lesbian and gay man that went to Christian conversion and married each other. And I put two redneck homophobic goons with them and called them the Kingdom of Heaven and had them come out and assault gay wrestlers.
You know why that would be canceled nowadays? Because it's too close to home to a lot of these people in certain parts of the state.
Yes, but that was also why we put it on too.
Exactly.
That put this show out there.
I would watch that. I'd watch that on a telenovela. I'd watch that on a soap opera. I'd watch that in my friends talking their life drama. If that was happening to them, that's a story I want to see.
Yeah, well, you have the gay Avenger come out and kick fucking ass, right?
Yeah,
and everybody. It was an adult show, and it wouldn't fly today. I did stuff every show. There's just multiple times during the show that I'd be like, you can't put this on now. There we'd have, we would be canceled. It would be canceled. But it was. I'm very proud of that work. If anybody ever wants to go check that out, YouTube PPW 2009. Check it out.
What's the wildest thing you did there then, storyline wise?
I had them crucify somebody in the ring. Hey,
I grew up in the church, so I'm all about this hate of the church that you got going on. Because I also hate it.
I grew up as an evangelical Christian that converted to Catholicism.
Wow.
I'm a Catholic school graduate. So I grew up with that, and I was sort of I don't hate the church, I don't hate religion, but for the purposes of our wrestling show, as the audience, that's that they're gonna be oftentimes in a villainous position for the show.
Well, like Eric Bischoff says, right? Controversy creates cash.
Yeah, it was very. I'll save that story.
No, man, let's veer off. Let's go off to whatever story you want. This is your time. You're the star, not us.
Have at it.
All right. There was a bartender that worked at the club, and while we were doing this, we had the cross in the ring that was propped up in the corner. And she was not a very pleasant bartender for good reasons, but she was not a very pleasant bartender. She was pretty negative all the time, not fun to work with, and for some reason she was walking by the ring. And it just shifted, the cross just shifted on its own and came around and whacked her in the eye. I don't even know why she was at ringside.
Like an exorcist. That's what she gets for being free.
So I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out because I'm am I gonna have to deal with liability here? Yeah. So I go to the club manager who I was friends with. And I said, I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh, what do I gotta do here? He's like, look, don't worry about it. She's like, He was like, that's karma.
Yeah,
And get hit by a cross, dude.
I was like, oh shit, it's like that. All right.
Yeah.
Was she better or worse after that?
Oh no, she was the same. It didn't even leave a mark. It like barely touched her. It was more like she like it came down and she freaked out. Like, you know. She was crying.
You say when you first broke in, you're trying to find out who Eddie Valentine was. So people that don't know, who is Eddie Valentine?
Eddie Valentine is the sexiest man alive.
That's it. That's all you gotta know. That's it. That's all you gotta say. And I believe you, dude.
I am sexy Bluto. All right.
Yeah. Oh, you're so right, man.
There you go. That's the easiest explanation for it. What you see is what you
but,
get.
You know, but a lot of people don't know about Popeye, man, and Bluto. There's a whole new generation out there.
Oh, good. Go check out Bluto. Have some fun. You'll figure it out.
I'll edit into the clip of Bluto here.
Yeah.
So they can see.
Yeah.
So what's been the
Yeah. I've always been a huge. Go ahead.
What's been your biggest moment so far in your career?
Man, there's a lot of them. I always consider like whenever I win a championship is always like a big moment, of course. But it's also like I always consider that like a huge responsibility when you do. Mm-hmm. You know, so those are always like huge moments for me because they're big moments, but they're always followed by intensely stressful periods.
You just gotta maintain it.
Stressful, you know.
Yeah, to be the top guy, right? That's that stress of anywhere on that level.
But you're expected to draw money, and you're expected to carry everything, and I never took that lightly. Like I always went out there like, you know, put your trust in me, then I'm gonna like do my best for you.
Are you pretty much just wrestling in Florida right now?
Yeah, I mean, Coastal Championship Wrestling, I love it. It's like more than enough for me right now. I work extremely closely with them. I wear a lot of different hats. But yeah, Coastal Championship Wrestling is it for me right now. It's a lot.
What do you think's been separating them apart so much from everybody else now in the scene? I mean, it's the longevity of them and putting on quality matches. I mean, they're in different cities every weekend. What do you mount that success to?
Owners that treat it like a business. Like they want to put out the best shows. They want people there. They want everybody to love it. They want it to be good, you know, and they want it to they run it like a business, like a wrestling business, like in my opinion should be run. So when I first came down, I moved down here almost 3 years ago now. Almost.
Oh, so you're fresh here.
Yeah. I've always had family down here in Fort Lauderdale area, like South Miami.
Yep.
I mean South Florida, I should say. So I've had family that's lived down here since like the 60s, 70s.
Damn.
You know, like grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, and everything. But I visited here a lot, but I didn't live down here until a couple years ago.
You went from PA down here straight?
Yep.
That must have been a big culture shock for you, huh?
Yeah. Well, like I said, like I've had family down here and everything. So I mean, like living down here is like a little different. And I spent like.
What about the wrestling scene?
I was living in Lancaster, Pennsylvania for like 10 years on top of a mountain. like yeah. So like moving down here, yeah, like it's a lot busier. It's a
What
lot
about the
busier.
wrestling scene? How is it different? Is there any difference?
It's really hot, man. It's so hot. It's
Yeah,
hot.
so you can
Dang.
just stay busy here all day long, all week, all month long.
It's oh yeah. Well, I mean, just not. I'm not just talking about
Not in
like.
temperature wise. No, I'm just saying
Oh,
like
I know. I
you
am
know,
talking about
like that's the like the locker room environment or like the show scene. You know what I mean in
no.
regards to being here, the PA,
Obviously, like
the crowd.
the wrestling down here is hot right now. Like I mean, like CCW is a perfect example. Like we're running like 73 shows this year. You
Wow.
know, but well, actually, it's probably more than that. Like so, it's hot. You know, like we're trying to find places to put all these shows. So it's like it's a ton of wrestling. It's like super hot, but in general, like no, I really was talking about the temperature.
Oh God, it's been
I'm,
brutal,
I,
dude.
I was 100% serious about that. It is insane. It is insane. The bash on Saturday, like it's like over 100 degrees in there.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
this guy wants to go to the Tampa Brewery, and I'm like, oh man, I do not want to go out there, man. I don't expect me there until like November. It's too brutal, man. I lost like 10 pounds.
I think I think it adds to the show. You know, like you don't want to like especially that an unbranded brewing company, like that building and everything. But yeah, it ain't easy. It ain't easy.
Yeah.
And they're I'm like already like just drenched in sweat by the time I like walk through that curtain.
Yeah.
The thought about it makes my heart race.
Yeah.
I had a question about that. Since you wear different hats with CCW, how do you like keep it real of keeping it with like Bash at the Brew, like staying at those breweries, but then how do you elevate your game and go into different places and leave like your day one places behind? Because at some point you have to grow into different places, bigger stages. At some point you got to get out of those breweries and go into bigger events centers, right? I mean,
Oh man, I don't handle any of that.
okay.
I don't know.
Hey, owner of CCW, if you want to come on here and explain some stuff to us because we're dummies, we would love to have you.
Like that ain't one of the one of the hats I wear. I do more like coaching and
Okay.
mentoring.
The guy that does wear that hat. So talk about coaching. CCW does have a school, right?
Yeah.
Or something to that. So you're one of the coaches there.
Yes.
Talk about that a little bit so we can cut that up and put that out there for the people that are brave enough to step in the ring and put their life on the line. With that saying, thank you, Eddie Valentine. Weasel and I always like to thank the professional wrestler for putting your health and safety and life on the line for our entertainment.
Oh, well, that means a lot. You're welcome. Appreciate that. It is very dangerous. Look, Gangrel is Dave Heath is the head coach of the CCW wrestling school, so he sets the agenda, the training things, and Dave trained with the Samoans as well, and so we have a lot of similarities in how we wrestle, and also in how we were taught and how we teach. So it hasn't been any problem at all in terms of like teaching. We have different styles of ways we teach and everything, but he's a master. And like, if you want to come and learn from somebody that cares, that's passionate, that like works with you, and will give you like personal attention, and yeah, he does care, and he wants the best professional wrestlers out there, and he puts in the work like all day, every day, to make that a reality. So if you want it, like you'll be given every advantage and every opportunity to work with and learn from a true legend in professional wrestling with Gangrel.
All right, there you go. I want to put the links on the bottom there for anyone interested. They go check it out. Not in Pompano Beach, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Put all the links down there for you. What's your best road story? It's only been in the business long. I know you probably got a couple good ones, but what's your go-to one?
I'm trying to think of ones that I could tell. I don't know, best road stories. Okay, here's a good one. I was driving down to a show in York, PA. It was me and my cousin. He was a big wrestling fan, so he'd come ride down with the shows with me sometimes. And I remember I was driving this, had this red pickup, and must have been 10 minutes from the venue, and my tire pops.
Oof.
I pull off the side of the road, and then it starts like pouring rain, zero visibility, just cascading down. So I'm on my cell phone. I'm calling the promoter. I'm like, yo, is there like anybody there that could like help me out? Like, I'm like 10 minutes down the road, but it's like pouring. I just need to get down to a tire place. I can change the tire and get down to the building. So the guy that owned the promoter's license was a friend of mine. He was like, Eddie, yeah, I'll come and pick you up. Like, I'll drive you down there. I'll take care of you. I was like, oh, thank Christ. So I'm sitting there on the side of the road. It's like still pouring, zero visibility and everything. And about like 5 minutes go by, and I'm like, I see these car lights like pull up right behind me, and I'm like, oh, that must be him. I was like, okay, like stay in. Tell my cousin, I was like, stay in here. I'm gonna go run in and go and get this tire and everything. And so I cover my head and I run out, and I'm looking down at the ground, and I come around to the passenger side door, and I go to open it, and it's locked. And I'm like, I think he's ribbing me. I think he's messing with me, like keeping me out in the pouring rain, because he had to come out in the pouring rain and pick me up.
Yep.
And make sure I get nice and soaked. So I think he's fucking with me. So I'm yakking on the door handle. I'm like, what the fuck? And I look up, and it's like some dude that I don't know. And I realize that this ain't his car.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why they pulled up like directly behind me. He has the most shocked look on his face, and then he peels out, takes off down the road. I'm like, oh shit. I get back in the truck. I was like, yo. I was like, that wasn't him. I hope Darren gets here soon, because like we might get like arrested. Like,
Yeah.
like if that dude reports us for carjacking, we're gonna be in deep shit.
Yeah.
So thankfully Darren like got there before anything happened. I was like, no, take both of us. We're going down to the auto zone.
You got in the zone, right?
That's a good one. No, I didn't get arrested before.
That one's safe for the little ears.
I gave that dude a story that he probably still tells to this day.
Oh, I bet.
You know what's funny is that I always see you at the thing and at the show, mostly in Concord, Kissimmee, right? And I'm always like a little intimidated by you, but now I'm like, I'm gonna go up to this guy next time and give you a big ass hug because you're the coolest guy ever.
No, I'm generally pretty chill. Like unless you cross me.
I don't know, man. Sometimes you be grabbing that mic and be cutting a promo on who your opponent is. And I saw you whip that guy's ass just this past weekend. Your ex-partner. Why don't you talk about that a little bit? Tell us about that. How it happened there.
Joe Garcia got exactly what he deserved. All right. Joe Garcia got exactly what he deserved. Now, all week, everybody's been asking me why I did it. I've been getting phone calls. I've been getting messages. Ask me why I did it. Right? Look, I'm gonna spell it out for everybody, but you want to know why? You have to. It's gonna be when. When is it gonna be when you figure out why? August 3rd at Bash. I'm gonna tell everybody why. Everybody why. He deserved it. Want to know why? You come to Bash August 3rd.
The sexiest man alive has a serious mean streak. Okay, so watch out.
Yeah, they suspended me.
That's what I'm saying. They're watching out. They scared, dude. They respect. That's respect.
They suspended me for that.
Yeah, that's respect. They said we can't handle this guy because he's gonna tear everyone up. He's on a rampage.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit. I didn't touch nobody else.
Yeah,
Nobody
but it was rough, man.
No refs got hit. No security got hit. But they still like, now you were
That was serious. Well, we say on the island, eso fue una pela. That was an ass whooping you gave that boy.
He deserved it. I gotta tell everybody why he deserved it too.
I can't wait to find out why.
He went from the venue to the hospital, and from what I heard, ran away to Ecuador.
I heard that ICE is cracking down. They got some fresh funding.
Nobody's seen him since. Ain't nobody seen him since. That's what I was told.
So we're gonna see you go on a singles run now. I guess we have to find out that Bash at the Brew.
Yeah. Well, no, I got plans. I got plans. I ain't settled on that yet.
Are you bringing Pollo del Mar back?
Pollo del Mar is always welcome back.
Yeah, yo, talk about Pollo del Mar.
What?
I know she's just awesome.
the most fabulous and amazing 7 foot tall dry queen on the face of the planet, Pollo del Mar.
So cool.
The champion of managers, manager of champions, champion of managers, queen of Florida, Pollo del Mar. What else is there to say? She's amazing.
That's pretty much it. I can't wait to see her again. It's going to be a great. Last time I was kind of intimidated to see her too, or to say hi to anyone, and probably because I was drinking or something, or doing something else. But this time I am gonna say hello to everyone this time.
Social butterfly.
That's not. I don't feel bad about that. I've come to realize that I have like resting bastard face sometimes. Not exactly the most welcoming.
Yeah, and then I always feel bad. Like I'm gonna come and hound you after the show, after a match, when you're all fucking exhausted. Like, let this man breathe. Get him a beer. What are you drinking after a match? A beer? You straight edge? Liquor? What's happening with that?
Oh no, man. Maybe you shouldn't. I might hit you. That's a lot. Surprise me.
Surprise you?
You like?
I try to keep strictly beer.
You like single wrestling or tag team wrestling better?
I love them both. I love tag team wrestling. I love doing singles wrestling. I've done the Freebird style 3-man like stable before Ecstasy Incorporated, which I like still one of my favorite runs. Like when I'm in the middle of it, I love doing it.
Wait, are you talking about a wrestling match or something else? I'm way confused right now when you said something about Ecstasy.
No,
that was the group it was called.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, my ears perked up. You know what I mean? Okay.
Adrian Bliss still wrestles Valor Pro Wrestling Classic Championship Wrestling. Rob Noxious up in Pennsylvania. Go and check them out.
Cool. We're in PA. I'm going up there soon. Do you want me to bring you home any treats from home? I'm going up to PA.
Oh, you know what? I could use some like some good hot dogs, man.
Some good hot dogs. I'm driving. I can't bring those back. I can send them in the mail, but you want some Birch beer? The bubblegum tea. They got some that birch tea or gum or something.
No, there is definitely. All right, Pennsylvania has way
Some
better
pierogies.
Yeah, way better iced tea in Pennsylvania, and the hot dogs are a lot better. Hot dog situation down here is pretty dire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you in Orlando? Because you got to go see my boy Sam's doghouse. He got the best doghouse in all of Orlando.
Those are the two. If I got to give it to Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania's getting it. Iced tea and hot dogs.
Iced tea and hot dog, baby. Maybe I'll bring a cooler. My car is real small. I can't bring a cooler. I will enjoy the iced tea and hot dogs, and I'm just gonna think of you and let you know that I'm eating them for you, bro. Okay, because I can't bring them down.
If you're around York, Pennsylvania, Harrisburg.
Oh, I'll be in York. My wife knows people about York and something like that. I might be driving by it for sure, at least.
Yeah, then you got to check out Valor Pro Wrestling. You got to check out Classic Championship Wrestling. Adrian Bliss, Rob Noxious. You want to check out those shows for sure.
There you see they're running shows when you go up there. Put you to work.
Yeah, I'm due for a visit.
You ain't been back home since you moved here 3 years ago.
No, I have. I went, but it was last year, like in February. I was like, yeah, it was you want to know? I was just so happy to have cold, dry air. Like I didn't care that it was that cold. I literally just went outside with just a tank top on just to feel it, and just.
Well, I mean, you are a bear. Look at how big and burly you are and hairy, dude. You know what I mean?
All right, just so I can breathe some air and not feel like I'm underwater.
We're just preparing the planet for the lizard people, man. That's what global warming is all for, man, for the lizard people.
What's up? You like to call out anybody right now?
What's up?
You like to call anybody out?
Call anybody out?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I got a lot of options open to me right now. Like I said, I ain't settled on any one person yet. I'm still pissed off about the suspension, to be honest with you. You know. So but people
you're not gonna be there tomorrow. Oh, that breaks my heart. Oh, broken heart, bro. I was hoping to see you tomorrow.
You're gonna have to wait.
I'm not gonna be here August 3rd. Fuck. Oh man. Guess I'll see you in September. I miss you, dude. I'm gonna eat even more hot dogs for you.
There's still another Concord Kissimmee. There are a lot of shows. I just you know, man, don't take it up with me. Take it up with the office. They did it. That was my argument. My argument was you ain't gonna have the sexiest man alive on the show for what? For what? Nothing. I didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me cut this out real quick for tomorrow. We post this real quick for CCW. Eddie Valentine need to be there tomorrow. I'm gonna be wasting my time, okay? Eddie Valentine is the man, yo. Everybody wants to see Eddie Valentine. He's the best. So this needs to happen. Make it happen, CCW CEO.
There you go. You told him.
You told him. I don't think they got.
I take it as a personal favor.
I don't think they're fine. They were upset about swinging the chair, and you know.
Well, you left him bleeding.
So they were more worried about the refs and the security people than they were about.
That seems to be the going rate thing now, right? Like they suspended Drew McIntyre because he punched Adam Pearce or something like that. But then don't get in the way. If you're trying to whip ass, don't get in the way. Let it happen. These are two men going at it. Let it be.
Like they were the thing with Joe was bad, but they were like you can't go after refs and security like that. I was like, all right, I guess.
Understandable.
I still don't think I did nothing.
I just think the refs should just stay out of the way, but okay.
Well, that's the point, right?
Yeah.
You know, like
if he was such a man to do whatever he did to earn that bella, then he should just earn that bella and go on with his day. You know what I mean? Take that ass whooping and move on.
you figure they would, just see what just happened and clear out, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why make me have to run around and swing the thing around.
Yep. They should know better right now.
It's almost like they wanted to suspend you. I guess they just want to lose money and kiss me. Because you're not going to be there, and that's what's going to happen. Now they're going to lose money. You know what I mean?
I guarantee you that is not. I know with 100% certainty.
Come on, man! I'm trying to debate for you here, bro.
I know, but rules.
All right, let's bring it back to reality. Okay, so get back to the business side. That's what you do. I'm over here in fantasy land always.
I got what'd you guys come up with the Knight Rider's name? I was curious about that.
Man, I was just trying to come up with names, and I thought that sounded pretty cool.
Dun it. I'm sure you watched Knight Rider growing up, no?
Yeah, but it ain't Knight Rider. I ain't a knight. Do I look like a knight?
You totally could be.
A knight? No.
Yeah, man. You don't watch Game of Thrones or anything? There's some big burly fucking knights in there. Not the Mountain? Come on, dude.
Yeah, but he was like super tall too.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean? You're wide. It's cool. You could totally play it off the mountain, dude.
They'd stick like a halberd in my hand or something like that. Put me on the front.
Yeah, you could be like a knight troll knight or something. You're so burly.
Troll knight?
I don't know. They're usually really, strong. You know what I mean? So talking about strength, I got another random question. What do you think is the most important part in regards to training besides repetition, cardio, strength? Like if you were going to focus, you were telling someone young, to get into this, what would their focus be on?
I mean, footwork. I mean, like you say all those things, but like all those things are like fundamentals. Those all should be good. Obviously, if you want to maximize your strengths, mitigate your weaknesses. Not everybody has like the same skill set at the same levels and everything. It's like what works for you, but like all that stuff that you said and footwork and pacing, like those are all fundamentals, and you should master your fundamentals, right?
You're a trainer. That's why I appreciate that. That's why I asked. Footwork, fundamentals.
Do it until you can do it 10 out of 10. And if you can consistently do it 10 out of 10, then you've mastered it, right?
Yeah. So you being a trainer, helping out, being a vet, what would be like the best piece of advice you give somebody?
The best piece of advice. Look at yourself with an honest eye. Be your own worst critic. Pick yourself apart. Not to the point where you like don't want to do it no more. But man, I've always been my own harshest critic. Especially when I was younger. I'd pick my stuff apart until I hated it. Just hated it. But then I had a list of things to work on.
Yep.
Right. So it's going to be better next time. Ain't going to be like that next time. So that's kind of how I always, I still am. I still am like that.
That's how you grow and improve.
I'm a little less intense about it as years have gone by. In terms of like,
well, that's just kind of like in life in general. You kind of just like learn to let things go, and we're like, I only have so much energy to devote to anything anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I'm okay with getting as close to, perfect as I possibly can. you know, with my whatever I'm working on, putting that into wrestling. Like I'm okay with that. Like without letting it like destroy my mood for a month.
What do you do to disconnect from wrestling to your hobbies or anything like that, or is it just wrestling balls to the wall for you?
Oh, like I mean, aside from gym training, coaching, and
Yeah, away from all of that, everything that's not anything that's
all
not to do
that,
with wrestling. Yeah,
man, I'm gaming. I'm
yeah.
gaming.
What
Oh my god, yeah,
What are you
yeah.
playing?
we still had a bad gaming problem recently.
What are you playing? What are you playing?
Right now I'm on probably like my fourth Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough.
Wow. I thought you're a computer gamer, or is that
That's what PlayStation.
on the PlayStation?
I'm playing through that. I just got I'm still playing like Cyberpunk.
I
Man,
fucking love Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk changed my life, yo.
I tried getting through Ghost of Tsushima like 3 times now. I think like the last time I tried, I got real close, and then I gave up on that and I moved on to something. I'll play like RPGs, Pathfinder, Kingmaker, Wrath of the Righteous, Rogue Trader, Warhammer stuff, Call of Duty, Red Dead Redemption 2.
All the hits, baby.
All the hits.
It's way more than I do. I have all the time in the world. It's so hard for me to get into a game. I don't know why. I used to just do it. Right now, I'm playing Tomb Raider 2, the old school one from PlayStation.
My parents got me started on the Atari 2600, like when I was real little. Like I've gone through like every generation of console, usually like a year or two after it came out, because we didn't have a lot of money. Like the video game was like the gaming console was like the big Christmas gift for like me and my brother and my foster brothers and shit.
That's awesome.
So I've been gaming since I was real little kid.
As far back as you can remember.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's how I unwind. You know, it keeps my mind sharp and mental reflexes and everything too. I've been finding helps out a lot.
Right.
I'll give me an excuse to keep playing till I get older and older. Then,
yeah,
what's the biggest challenge?
Yo, it's real tough with the Call of Duty player. Like I was embarrassed when I first hopped on like Call of Duty. I was like, man, I'm just getting my ass beat by.
I won't even bother going online anymore.
No, I took it as a personal challenge. I'm gonna at least not be embarrassing at this game.
I'm tired of being challenged in life.
my gamer like OCD kicked in, and now I have to like grind like every weapon to like the top level. So I just have like every bottle. I've
been through that.
Every botted out.
Yo, but then you do that, you go crazy, you put all your life into this, and then the next game comes out, and I had to quit. After Black Ops 2, I had to quit trying to do all that leveling up and all that to the max. I think I was driving my wife crazy.
Man, as soon as I stop having fun, I'm like, you know what, I'm just not going to play this for a minute.
I agree, you know what I mean? And that's just being everything in life. If you're not having fun anymore, you should just stop fucking doing it.
I wish I could turn my microphone on, but I cannot.
Getting into it with those 12-year-old kids is bad news.
And they'll probably out-promo you too, man.
I'd be banned a million times over.
Yeah, right?
Oh, man, yeah. Yeah, no, I never turned it on. I'm used to playing with my brothers and everything and my friends, and we would like in the same room.
Yeah, exactly.
You say the most horrible things to each other.
Oh yeah.
imaginable. But that's also where you found out where lines were drawn with people.
Yeah.
When you're like 12 years old and you're all playing games and like video games and everything, and somebody just says the wrong thing at the wrong moment, and these start like fists start flying, you start beating each other up, like things are getting unplugged and shut off and everything. And like, it's where you started. It's where I started figuring out, like okay, like this is where my line's at. Like,
Yeah, right.
Somebody beats me that badly and is like says this in like magic phrase, I'm gonna throw a fist, or like I say this when this person's like at that, like I learned where lines are drawn, so somebody was gonna hit you. You were in a real fight.
What's the biggest challenge between going from like a singles or a tag team?
The conditioning, the pacing, like just being able to, when you have a tag partner there, you have an out, you get in trouble. The pacing is different. My energy management is different than what I would do and how I would wrestle somebody in a singles match.
Think about that. The pacing of the start and stopping so much of it, going full balls for a couple minutes, and you had to go sit on the corner for a minute or two and then go back again. I never thought about that.
Well, it's also one of the reasons I love tag team wrestling too is like when it's you and somebody else in there, and it's just one-on-one. I only got to worry about that other person, right? With the tag team, now I got now I got 3 people in there that I got to worry about or deal with in some way or fashion. I guess it's way more dangerous, fast paced, and I think tag team wrestling gets like really wild. It should be wild and action packed, because there's a lot of people out there, right? And it makes I think it makes things, at least for me, it's a lot more mentally challenging, right? Like I really gotta strategize and put my thinking cap on.
Yeah.
When I go out there for that, it's like not that it's necessarily harder to go in there and get the job done and catch a W or anything. But when it's like one-on-one, I can focus everything on like just this one person. And tag team wrestling, there's like that gets split 3 ways.
Yeah. Last question. Who's your favorite tag team?
That is a good question. Who is my favorite tag team?
And I know it depends on what you grew up, because like I'm a Dudley Boys fan, but I grew up on ECW and they're running WWE. So to me, see them run all the belts and WA, the New Japan champs, TNA champs, all the belts. To me, they're a lot of people say Road Warriors, but I only knew them Legion of Doom towards the mid '90s. By then, they weren't what they were in the '80s.
My favorite, can I say mine?
Yeah.
It's a badass Billy Gunn and the Road Dog Billy.
New Age Outlaws.
The New Age Outlaws, baby. They were my favorite. That's when and in regards to what you were saying, it's like when I first started watching, they were the hotness.
Yeah.
The ass man. Come on, I still use that line today. You know what I mean?
Well, I like to do big entrance too. New Age Outlaws were like an awesome tag team.
Yeah.
Midnight Express, Arn and Tully, Heart Foundation, Rockers,
I love the Rockers.
Demolition, awesome. Not Enough Love, Natural Disasters.
Natural Disasters. I love the Natural Disasters.
Yeah. Earthquake, John Tenta. Oh, amazing.
I was like, I was wondering who that was, and then you said that name. I was like, oh yeah.
Probably one like underrated.
Yeah.
Big men wrestlers like ever. He is. Go back and watch Earthquake. He's amazing. an incredible wrestler.
Yeah.
Incredible wrestler. Everybody should go back and watch his stuff.
Yeah.
So those are
Check
some.
him
I
out.
mean, like the Steiner brothers were really awesome. Who else? Money Inc. was a great tag team. Yeah, just name a few. Like we're talking
Yeah,
about.
no,
Like,
they're all good.
yeah.
You can't go wrong with all them. That's all I got for you. Ginger, you got anything else for him?
I don't got anything. If you made it this far to the end of the podcast, we really appreciate you listening. Like and subscribe, thumbs up to all that good stuff. Plug your stuff, please. Sexiest Man Alive, Eddie Valentine. Tell us where we can find you on all your thingies. If you got merch, tell us where we can buy some of your merch online. Tell us everything to find you.
Get all your shit in.
All right. Eddie Valentine on Facebook. Eddie Valentine IG on Instagram. Look me up on YouTube. Plenty of stuff on YouTube going way back. Also, August 3rd, I am back. Bash at the Brew. Tell everybody what I did to Joe Garcia. All right. And we'll figure that out. Gentlemen, do not be afraid to feast your eyes on the 50-inch chest.
I'm looking, baby. I had to take my glasses off for you and everything. I'm feasting.
Man alive. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for having me.
Thank you. That Wrestling Dude, DOWD everywhere. Thank you again for watching. Thank you again, Eddie Valentine. Peace and love.